Hello and welcome to this week's broadcast. Thank you for tuning in. This is episode 3, mental health and music, and how music really connects with mental health perfectly. But before I get into that, I would just quickly like to thank Barnaby for kindly designing the artwork logo design for this broadcast project. It's very cool and I love it. It suits the whole concept perfectly. A brain and a tree, it's space, it's just, yeah, I love it. It's right up my street. So if you'd like to get something like that done for, say, your band, your YouTube channel, just for your Facebook businesses, he would design you something at a good price as well. He will also do video, like editing, things like that. He also has pre-made designs, which he's always constantly updating his websites and posting them on his Facebook, which I will put links in description below so you can go check him out. Yeah. Also, regarding the last episode, mental health at work, a friend of mine, Danny, posted a comment in that last video on a thing that I could have mentioned but didn't really think about it, which I totally agree with what he was saying, that when you're at work that you should have like a half-hour session at the end talking about what you could have done better, what things could have been done differently, and like praising your staff to make them feel a bit better and feel a bit more rewarded for doing their jobs, because some jobs are quite stressful as it is, as I explained in my last video. Yeah, so thank you again, Danny, for that comment, and thank you everyone for the nice words in the previous videos, the last 2 episodes, and go do one to those who are not being so serious. These broadcasts are trying to promote people to be able to talk about their mental health and to be able to not be scared to talk about their mental health and being comfortable talking to certain people. It does not help when people are being arseholes and joking about, oh, kill me now at the end of this video, or oh, I'm just going to kill myself. Suicide is not a funny thing to be talking about, and you know, things like that don't make people want to talk about things, you know, because they feel that people like idiots like that do not take things seriously. So, you know, if you're gonna decide commenting something stupid like that on my broadcast, then don't bother. It's just not cool. Yeah. So another thing, actually, I went to work recently, and my first time in 9 years of working in what I do, I've got 40mm stretchers in my ears, and for the first time in 9 years, like I just said, someone just went to me, oh, I don't know about your ears. What about my ears? Doesn't change the way I do my job. Oh, you've got a lot of tattoos, because I'm covered in tattoos. It doesn't change the way I do my job. It really doesn't. It's just an image. God's sake, there's always one. There's always one. Anyway, let's get on to mental health and music. So, with music, you always have that certain band that you follow, certain song that you constantly listen to, that you feel really connected to. Usually when people, solo artists, bands write songs, they tend to write songs about themselves or about how they're feeling or what's going on in their lives at the time. So usually when you're listening to that song, you can really connect to that song because you can kind of relate to how they are feeling with how you're feeling. You know, as you get older, your music taste might change. Mine definitely has changed. Christ, the stuff I listen to now. But for me, when I was first started really listening to music in college, God knows, long time ago, 2002, I think it was for me, when I was in college. I used to listen to things like Bee Gees, The Eagles, Blink-182, Boxcar Racer, things like that, so not so heavy to what I started listening to. Then I started doing the music course and I met a guy called Perry. I remember what he did. He basically came to me and went, "You don't want to listen to those anymore, listen to this." And I remember he gave me like a CD of some heavy metal band. Can't remember exactly what it was, but he used to show me all these heavy bands, and yeah, it changed my thoughts on music back then. But as I've got older, my mind has changed again. You know, I now listen to things like Devin Townsend, Angels and Airwaves. I still listen to bands like Trivium, Parkway Drive and things like that, but bands that really changed my life and weirdly enough saved my life, bands like Angels and Airwaves, Blue October, Devin Townsend changed the way I look at music now, how I listen to music and how I write music. You know, you always have that song that you really connect to and you always listen to it. Doesn't matter what mood you're in, like, you won't ever get that bored of it. And I find music great because you can have such a crappy day and you can listen to something so heavy and you feel better after it, or you can listen to something real soft and you feel better after it. And I'm always listening to music. I'm always constantly listening to music. I can't not listen to music. Sitting in the bath, I'll listen to music. Sitting in my studio, I'll listen to music. Sitting in my car, driving to work or driving somewhere, listen to music. Walking to the shops, listen to music. But I always, no matter how many times I've listened to certain bands and certain songs, I'll always go back to my favourite bands like Angels and Airwaves, Devin Townsend, Trivium, Blink-182, Blue October. And I think, in a way, a lot of these bands have gone through mental health themselves. And I'm sure certain bands that you listen to as well have some sort of mental health in their lives. Hence why you can connect to those bands so well. Yeah, it's such an amazing thing, music, I think, to have in our lives. But then it comes, I was talking to another friend of mine who said about how he's changed his whole environment and even the music he listens to. He said to me he hardly listens to heavy music because it affects his mental health, which I can kind of agree. Heavy music is heavy, it will make you feel angry and sad and stuff, and I really get why he kind of maybe stopped doing that. For me though, I actually still enjoy heavy music. There's a lot of bands out there that are heavy as anything, and I still feel that I enjoy it. I listen to a lot of ambient music now, and like ambient drone music, which is like instrumental, like lots of low hums and stuff in songs, like instruments, that really gives me a good feeling when I'm listening to those songs. Even when I used to go to gigs, I used to meet like strangers and get along with them because everyone's there to see bands play. But this day and age, I don't think it's the same anymore. People are just idiots now when we're out at gigs and stuff. So I rarely go out to gigs. I just watch them on YouTube now, and just in the comfort of my own home. Don't know. It's really strange how music can connect people with mental health. It's amazing, really. How it can really affect someone's mood. Yeah. I enjoy music, and I always will. I'm always listening to music. I'm always getting my son to listen to music, my stepdaughter, and my daughter I will get to listen. So, tell me what you think, or tell me how you feel when you listen to certain songs in the comments below. We all love a bit of music. Everywhere you go, there's music. And I really, truly believe that music can save lives. And I hope actually also that the music I make can connect people to how I'm feeling at the time for my music. Yeah, I've actually found this one quite difficult to talk about. It's actually been really hard to discuss music and mental health. Yeah, I don't really need to discuss that. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my broadcast. So this week's band that I'm putting in is a very good friend of mine, called Lucky One Dies First. They're a local punk band. They haven't really played shows anymore at the moment. I'm sure they will again one day. They were phenomenal live. I was with them a lot of the shows. I used to help them drive to shows in my old van. We had such a great time. I was there for the 2 days when they recorded this album. That's right, they recorded an album in 2 days. It was incredible. I was actually on some of the group shouts. Yeah, they're an amazing band. They're actually amazing couple of guys. To even celebrate their album release, because they worked so hard on it, I even got this song tattooed on my leg with 3 stars, because there's 3 guys in the band. Yeah, and they then also did an album launch, which was fully packed. It was incredible. It was one of the best shows in Portsmouth, and it's one of the shows to remember. So yeah, this is Lucky One Dies First, and the track is called Full Circle. I hope you enjoy. See you on the next episode.
This place, nothing that is interesting. We live, we learn, we The zombies means nothing. The times are just dead. We live, we learn, we crash, we burn, but I'm still here.